I'm Ruthie Dahle and welcome to my channel and welcome to How To Fridays. This week I'm going to be showing you how to use Lightroom, or more specifically what I use in my Lightroom. So if you want to know more, then keep on watching. As you can probably tell, there is a different format for this week's video, and that is because I'm filming on my phone instead of my camera. I do have my camera here, but I'm going to be screen recording how I use the Lightroom on my phone, as I have the app on my phone. I do not have the premium version, so I'm using everything that is available for free, and I'm going to be showing you from the perspective of how I use Lightroom, and there are many different ways to use it, and I do not use all of the settings that are there, but I'm going to be showing you how I've created my presets and how you can create yours according to how you like yours. So I guess we can just jump right into how to do things. Okay, first of all, you can find the Lightroom app in Google Play and you download it, and it looks exactly like this app on this screen. Now you just click on it to open it and it will open up. I already have photos in here that I have edited already, but today I'm going to be showing you how I edit my thumbnail. Usually my How To Friday thumbnails are a screenshot of my video, but I didn't do that for today so that I would have a photo to show you how I edit for my YouTube channel or for my Instagram, because I do like a coherent look. So first of all, we have all of this. You have your library, you have all your photos, you have people and deleted. I've deleted 2 in the last 30 days. Now if you haven't deleted anything in the last 30 days, there will not be a number there, and you can add albums and all of that. Down here, you can see there is Shared, Learn, and Discover, but there are also 2 buttons that are blue down in the right corner, and that is the one that looks like a camera. That's how you access your camera, and you can take a photo right then and there, or the one next to it where it's a picture you can take from your camera and from the camera roll on your phone or any other folders that you have on your phone. So I'm just going to be clicking on the image, and that will open up the photos that I have. And as you can see, I do have a few. I'm going to open up the one from now so that I do have a few options. Like you can see, I have the introduction and the outroduction for this video up here in the corner, and I'm just going to be picking the photos that I like for this thumbnail specifically, and I'm just going to be picking the image that I like. Usually if you have a lot of pictures like this that are similar, go through them beforehand so that you can have less images to look at when you're picking out in your Lightroom app. That's what I usually do, but I didn't do it for this because I wanted to have options. I do like this one, but at the same time I think this one is cute. And then let's see, I think those 2 are fine. And then I'm gonna click in the right corner where it says add. I'm gonna click on that one and it will add to my Lightroom library. Now I'm going to be clicking now in the upper on the top of the screen where it says all photos, and I'm going to be clicking on that, and that is all the photos I have edited or not edited for my thumbnails. I like to pick a few and then choose later what looks best according to my feed, and that's why I usually have a few photos. And as you can see, I do have a few photos here. I'm just going to be clicking on the first image in the upper right corner to open that up, and as you can see, it's now open up to where I need it to be for me to be able to edit it. Now with this one, there are 2 different color backgrounds, and I don't usually like that. I like to have a 1 color background or something that is a diffused background where the focus is me in the photo, because that's what I like. But at the lower bottom, you can see masking, which is a premium version, healing, which is again a premium version, but you do have crop, which means you can change the direction of your photo. You can do a custom down in the left corner, which allows you to pick whatever size you want custom, or you can do custom, which you can change by dragging it to the side and the corner of how you like. I'm gonna put the X on this one for now so that I can show you more of the different options that we have on this, before I actually go into the editing of the photo. Now, I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to edit too much the person. I like to edit the mood of the picture, which basically means the lighting and the colors. I don't like editing me as a person just because I am who I am and I look the way I look, and I am happy with that. Now, if I had a really bad blemish, I might reduce the blemish a little bit, but I would usually try to do that with makeup anyway, so that I don't have to do it in editing later. And then next to crop, in the lower part of your screen, you have presets, and that is what I have saved from before, which if I click on like white pink, that is the one I usually go for. It brightens the color and it makes it more neutral, in a way makes it colder, and that is usually the one I go for. I also have one that is called light pink 2, and I have light pink 1. There's a slight difference in the two, and usually you can't tell if you are not into photography, but I can tell the difference. I also have a dark yellow if that is what I want. I usually have that for photos that have some bit of yellow in it already, and that's when it's going to look a little bit better. I do have a light and pink here where the background is a little bit more pink with yellow in it, but I'm gonna X the presets for now, and then I'm going to be showing you, if you click on auto, it will auto edit for you, and that is basically what it would do. But I do not like an auto edit, so I'm going to be going back, and that's how you do in the upper corner. You click the arrow that goes backwards and you undo what you have just done, and you can also redo by clicking on it. And so if I want to redo, I can do that. Click on the arrow that goes to the right and undo by clicking the arrow that goes to the left. Now, I can also click on the lower bar again of the screen. I click on light, and that will go ahead and give me all of these options right here. Now, I don't care so much about all of the different options that I have right here. Usually I go for exposure and I go and amp it up as much as I want. Usually I like to keep it around here, which is about 1.06 EV. That's where I like to keep it, or a little bit depending on the photo, that number will change, but I like to keep it light and bright. And for the contrast, you can kind of see how that changes by me moving it to the left or to the right with that. Now, I don't like having that. And highlights, again, I don't do anything with highlights. I just like to stick to exposure to get the image that I want. Now, if you move on next to light, you have color, and this is where basically a lot of the mood changing in the image will happen. And you have the temperature, which I usually like to go for warmer instead of colder, because that leans more towards the blue, and yellow leans towards the warm. Usually I will amp that up just a little bit. A number 5 for this image is perfectly fine, but for tint, this is where I like to add pink into my photos. Now, you can maybe, if you want to add more green, you can go ahead and do that, but I do like to add a little bit of pink, and I can see right about here is where I want it, which is a 26, and I know that's a lot of difference from 5, but this is the way I like it. Now, with vibrance and saturation, it kind of depends. This is a quite pale photo. I don't have any bright colors except for the blue weekend on my shirt, so I don't feel the need to dim the vibrance, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm putting it down to -45, and that will take away the color. And the same with saturation, it will take away the color and the intensity of the color. If I want more vibrant, I will obviously put it up to a lot. And this, again, as you can see, it will add a lot of warmth back in the photo with the saturation. But I don't want any of that right now, simply because I do not feel the need to have a vibrance and saturation change right here. I am quite content. I think maybe a little bit more pink, because I love pink, which means a little bit more yellow to give it that warmth. I'm thinking I'm content with this. This is pretty close to what I want, which that makes it, if I click on light again, the exposure will be, as it always was, 1.06 EV, and then the temperature is going to be 16, and tint is going to be 43, and then the rest is 0. Now, I can also go into effects, which is right next to color, and on the bottom of the screen, and I can change the effects of changes the texture if that is what I want. I don't want to change the texture. And then the clarity of the photo, if you don't have any clarity at all. If it's a little bit diffused, you can add that. You have the dehaze, vignette, and all of the other, I guess, premium choices. And grain, I'm not interested in these kind of effects. Again, you can go in with details and sharpen the photo if that's what you feel like you have to. I like it a little bit diffused, but then again, that is me. You can go ahead and do that. Noise rejection is another thing you can go ahead and do. But again, I don't use this. Another thing that you do have is profiles. This is where you have the premium one, which is usually the blue star, and you have the one that is for free, which if I click on them, it's kind of like adding filters to your photos. But that is what I would like to do in, let's say, Instagram. If I feel like I need to add a filter on the photo to kind of make the color match a lot more with the vibe I'm going for my Instagram and for my YouTube videos, then I would definitely add that. But that's usually something that only happens if I have bright colors going on, and I know that I won't be able to do everything I want in Lightroom to get that exact color that I want. Then I would just add a filter from Instagram and as I'm uploading it, and then I will just do it that way. But as you see, I have changed the photo a bit. This is the original. Okay, so if you want to see the original without undoing everything you've done, all you have to do is hold your finger down on the image and it will show you what it looked like before you started editing. And as you can see, there is quite a color difference in the brightness, and the happiness of the photo is what I like to say. Because this looks kind of basic, like photo album from the early 2000s. What this looks like an aesthetic, and that is usually what I like to go for. On the upper right corner, you have 3 dots, and you click on those 3 dots, and then you can add to, you can delete, and you can show histogram, show info, and you can create a preset, which is what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be clicking on create a preset, and I don't change anything of these blue ticked off boxes. I keep it as is. I just add a name saying, let's say, Lightroom. I want to know that this one is different from the rest of my presets, which is why I call it Lightroom preset. I don't usually, what I would name is how the color feels in the image and how the presets feels in the image. Makes the image feel like. So that's why I have one that's called white pink, I have one that's called light pink, I have one that's called dark yellow or light yellow and pink, because that is the feeling and the colors that the preset gives the image. But for this one, it's just a tutorial to show you a lot of different things that I do to get my preset. So I'm just going to call it Lightroom preset, and then I'm going to, in the upper right corner, there is a check mark, and you're going to click that and say that is saved. Now, if I go into my presets in the lower bar of the screen, you can see here I have Lightroom preset, I have my white pink, and as you can see, it's not a big difference between the two. And that is because I basically know the image that I like to have for my photos. So I'm going to keep the Lightroom preset for this image specifically. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over to crop. Usually I crop the photos before I add presets, but I am not doing it this time around. So I'm just going to crop the photo. And usually I like to, because this is a thumbnail, it doesn't have to be anything special, I guess. This is just what I want to keep it as for the thumbnail. And then I just changed it by dragging and moving the edges of the square, and I can also again do lock and straighten, rotate and flip the photo. If I feel like rotating photo, I can go ahead and do that in the lower bar of the corner. I can also flip it if I feel like I need to have it the other way. I can flip it upside down if I feel like doing that. You can also do that. I'm gonna keep it like this, so I'm gonna click the checkbox in the upper right corner, and then I have it. Now you can see the lines and you can see the doorknob lock on this. Usually what I will do later is going to after I've done this, I like to go into Instagram and then I will create a story, but I will never publish the story. I would just create it, and then I will take a color white from the background close to the gray, and I will then go ahead and change the color of the background to match the background just by coloring the white. And I can do the same with the lines if I feel like I need that. I'm not worried about the lines. I don't like the gray from the lock though, so that's what I will usually do, and I can show you that in another video if that's what you want, what I do with the image afterwards. in Instagram, then if you want something like that, I can definitely show you that. But this is just a Lightroom tutorial, so I'm sticking to Lightroom, and I think it's pretty good for now. The only thing, like I said, that annoys me is the gray little doorknob thing going on in the upper right corner, but I'm not so worried about it because I know I can change it in Instagram later, no problem. Now if you go again in the upper corner of the image, you can find something that has 3 dots and 2 lines between them, so they look like a little arrow but it's not connected. If you click on that one, it will open up and you can see you can share to different things. You can share to this device, which basically means save photo to this device. If you do not click save to device, it will only be in your Lightroom and you will not be able to access the photo outside of this app. You will not find it in your gallery of your phone. So that's what I like to do. I save the photo and done, it's saved, and I click OK because it is again okay, saved. What I can then do is swipe the screen from left to right and I will have my other photo. Now I usually like to edit mine pretty similar, so what I'm going to be doing is push the crop button and then I will change the size. And like I said, when it's a thumbnail, I don't like to change so much to a perfect square. If I were doing a post for Instagram specifically, I would click on the original and I will click one by one so that I have a Instagram photo already made and it's the perfect frame for Instagram, and that is what I would do. But for a thumbnail, I'm not going to be doing that, so I'm going to do original. I'm going to be keeping it like this, and I want to keep it like this. That is the change that I want to do with the crop. And then I click the check mark in the upper right corner and I have this. Like I said, I still have the doorknob in the background and I'm not a fan of it, but I'm gonna live with it. And then I click on the presets and then I go and find the Lightroom presets by scrolling down, and I click the Lightroom preset and I click the check mark in the upper right corner and it's already done. And I can click the 3 dots and 2 lines next to it, the share button, and I can save it to this device. And that is how quickly you can edit photos once you have your presets made. And making your presets is pretty easy. All you have to do is play around with the light and the contrast and whatever you want. Basically, what you can do is play around with the lights, the colors, the effects, everything that you want to play with to create the image that you want and the aesthetic that you want. Like I said, if I zoom in here, you can see that I didn't actually change anything about my face. As you can see, I hold the picture down. I didn't change anything other than adding light where the light would reflect, which is basically where I have my highlighter on. I didn't change anything about me. I changed the mood of the photo. I think that is what you want to aim for anyway, because you are beautiful the way you are. And you should just change the mood to fit the aesthetic that you want. And you can brighten up a photo, you can make it darker, you can do whatever you want really. And so I am just gonna finish it off here because I have nothing else to show you. And so that is all I have for you today. And if you liked the video, leave a like and a comment down below. And if you want more content like this, then please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and you will be notified when I upload a video. I upload my How To Fridays every Friday at 7 o'clock Norwegian time, which makes it about 2 o'clock New York time. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!